Hello class, today I will be speaking to you about how to maintain a physically healthy lifestyle in college. My name is Maddie Scales and I'm the Graduate Assistant for Wellness Education for the William McGee Center for AOD and Wellness Education. Before I dive into discussing physical wellness, I'm going to go over a brief introduction of what work we do and how we define wellness. The William McGee Center for AOD and Wellness Education is rooted in caring deeply about students, their well-being during their collegiate experience, and setting them up for a lifetime of wellness. We care, and that's why our core mission at the William McGee Center is changing and improving lives through education, research, and support related to alcohol and other drugs and holistic well-being. Improving student lives through education has been our goal since we were first founded. Our center came into being help students in support in substance education and support through their journey of recovery. This following video discusses William McGee's story and will give you more insight into how our work began.
There were these warning signs that none of us put together. But now when we look back, these were all there the freshman year. And it just breaks our heart that we couldn't put all those together.
I ran into a friend of William's, a classmate. He had not heard that William had passed. I said, he passed away from an accidental drug overdose. His words were, I just cannot believe this. He said he seemed like such a good guy. And I, was just taken back. And I said, he was a good guy. He was a great guy. And this can happen to great guys. It happened to a great guy.
William was a good guy. He was a great guy. And I think that's a really important point to make, that this happens to anybody. And William was a great guy, and that doesn't mean that he's immune to the perils of addiction.
Parents and society as a whole need to realize that in today's world and the technology that we have, the mobile technology, it's very common for young people to compartmentalize their life.
He really was everything that you would want in a son. I think that missing piece, he had just a bit of anxiety, and that was the connection that he had with alcohol and drugs. When he was first exposed to it, I perceived that he kind of made him in with the cool crowd and just took away a little of that anxiety. And, it's just as it escalates from one thing's okay, then the next thing, he just came to the point then that he couldn't step away from it. But all the time, until the very end, totally managed being on an SEC sports team, in the Croft Institute and the Honors College, keeping up a high GPA, active in fraternity, had a girlfriend, it was just he really juggled a lot of balls for a while until he couldn't.
Institutions of higher education, whether that be Ole Miss or anywhere else, we continue to struggle with alcohol and other drugs. Students continue to struggle. Some of that is, mental health issues and the escalation of and identification of those issues. Some of it's the age range of these students. Some of it is transition to college and dealing with freedom. Some of it's access to drugs. There are a lot of different variables that basically accumulate as students enter into the collegiate environment that we've continued to struggle with as institutions of higher education.
David has an obvious passion to prevent another family from going through what he and Kim and his surviving kids have gone through with William. So for the past year or so, I've been trying to help him succeed and help Ole Miss get proactive in setting up a program to intervene and identify students who need help, and maybe remove some of the stigma that prevents many of them from asking for help.
Students today tell me we don't always know how to recognize when someone is struggling. And I think that's the real point of this center and why this is so needed. It's that education, frankly, that we as parents need.
For me, we're we're family. We talk about that a lot, and families take care of one another. You know, when I'm hearing the story and the passion from Kent and David about, you know, what they went through, what the experience was for them and for William, it made sense that we needed to tell this story. We needed to talk about this more. So a good family talks about their problems and talks about the issues. And I felt that it was important that we deal with that more head on. And now we're going to have this center with this name on it, and we'll be able to continue to tell that story over and over again in a way that students, I think, will identify with it. Then they're able to open up and talk to some peers about those challenges and have a center where they can go and engage with others and say, look, this is, you know, of course this is a challenge. Let's talk about it and let's get you the support early versus, you know, allowing you to continue to struggle and get into bigger issues.
The student wellness is so important, and alcohol and drug education is an important part of that. We have to put this out in the open and have this discussion to break that stigma so that these kind of conversations are comfortable. This is a step forward for the university to say, we care about our students and we want to be cutting edge nationally in how we care for them. That's a big moment.
All right, so what is wellness? According to the World Health Organization, wellness is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, not just the absence of disease. So the William McGee Center for AOD and Wellness Education recognizes 10 different dimensions of wellness you see here with their corresponding brand logo. So they include physical, mental, sexual, financial, cultural, social, intellectual, spiritual, environmental, and occupational. Today, we're going to focus in on physical health and how this can be affected by your personal wellness in many ways. So what is physical wellness specifically? Physical wellness entails more than just exercise and nutrition, as a lot of people often think of. So it also touches on nutrition, sleep, mental wellness, and many other aspects. We're going to connect the dots today by showing you why it is important to take care of your physical wellness throughout college. When you're physically healthy, you're more likely to have better sleep, better grades, better body image, and just better mental health overall, just to name a few. Good physical wellness touches on many aspects of your life, and therefore we're going to dive a little deeper into what it really entails and how you can achieve this during college. So one of the biggest components of physical wellness is physical activity or exercise. So we're going to do a quick 3-minute workout to get our blood moving.
Have you been driving all day or sitting at a desk all day and your shoulders and back feel kind of achy and you forget you have feet? Well, I feel that way sometimes too. So let's do a shoulder exercise to wake up the upper and the lower body and increase circulation for the day. So we'll begin by shrugging the shoulders up toward the ears, back, down, and around, and continue up, back, down, and around, up, back, down, and around. Really emphasizing stretching down. So you stretch the shoulders away from the ears. You start to wake up the lungs and the diaphragm. And reverse direction, big circles like your shoulder blades and your shoulders are on a Ferris wheel. A couple more times, inhaling as you reach the shoulders up and exhaling as you press down. And then go back the first direction, up, back, down, and around. Up, back, down, and around. One more time, up, back, down, and around. Now stand very tall, reach your arms up to the sky, clasp your elbows, stretch the feet down into the ground and grow really tall through the spine, reach up and over toward the right, pulling the left elbow toward the ceiling, stretching the left foot into the floor, come up through center, grow even taller and up and over toward the left. Pulling the right elbow toward the ceiling, spreading the right foot down into the ground. Reach back up through the center, stretch your arms straight out to the side, press out through the heels of the hands and the wrists. Lift the chest and drop the shoulders, and then bring the tips of the fingers together and press out through the tops of the wrists. Back out through the heel of the hand and slowly lower the arms down and give them a good shake. Then place your hands either on your shoulders or your chest. Draw the elbows together, stretching the back of the chest up toward the ceiling, back and around. Forward, back, up, and around. And as you stretch back, try and open the chest as much as you can. Wake up the lungs, wake up the circulation in your body. 2 more times, inhaling as the elbows reach up, exhaling as you stretch back and around. And last time, release the arms, stand tall, close your eyes, and just notice the difference in your body. So now that you've taken some time out of your day for self-care, try and pay it forward and take care of someone else.
The recommended amount of cardiovascular or endurance physical activity guidelines that an individual should get per week is either 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity exercise. So cardiovascular exercise is any type of activity that's going to use major muscle groups and also elevates your heart rate. So some examples of activities you could do for cardiovascular exercise include walking, biking, dancing, swimming, skating, boxing, and so on. The recommended amount of resistance physical activity an individual should get per week is 2 days of strength training for all major muscle groups. Some examples of exercises you can do for resistance training include push-ups, squats, dumbbells, machines, etc. You can see here a drafted weekly exercise schedule as an example of something you could create for yourself. There are plenty of places around campus and around Oxford that provide great opportunities to be physically active. On campus, there are the Turner Center and the South Campus Recreation Center. Both facilities offer group exercise classes, personal training sessions, cardio and resistance equipment, basketball courts, racquetball courts, walking tracks, swimming pools, etc. Intramural sports can also be a great way to get involved with your friends. If you check out the campus recreation website, you can see what sports are being offered which semesters, and you could grab your friends and make a team. If you are not familiar with the Tad Pad, it is the old location where they used to play basketball. And during business hours, the Tad Pad is available as an indoor location to walk. The South Campus Whirlpool Trails are also located right next to the South Campus Recreation Center on Chucky Mullins, and they provide a 5-mile, 2.5 down, 2.5 back location to walk, run, or bring your dog. There's also side trails that you can take mountain bikes on if you wanted. Lamar Park is located close to Ole Miss campus with many dog-friendly walking trails. Around town, there are also a lot of exercise and fitness studios you could join and be a part of. We encourage you to find different types of physical activity that you enjoy and explore all the options available to you. So in addition to physical activity, nutrition is a big component to living a healthy life. In college, you're given a lot of choices about what you eat and how much to eat, and you'll be challenged to make sure you're giving your body the fuel it needs to navigate college successfully. So reading food labels is really important to know what's in your food and to be informed on what you're consuming. We'll watch a video on how to read a food label next. Portion control is also super important. It's super common for restaurants to have larger than normal portion sizes. And so it's important that you could consider that you could buy one meal at a restaurant and then break it into 2 meals, and that might be a more appropriate portion size. Watching out for hidden sugars is also super important. There's a lot of times sugar hidden in condiments or soda or energy drinks and stuff like that. Just be mindful of how much sugar you consume, as the recommended daily amount is 50 grams or less per day. Lastly, buying groceries instead of eating out is always going to be more cost efficient. So we want you to be mindful, though, to not overbuy at the grocery store. So the average person wastes about 20% of food per month. But on the flip side, the average household also saves about $200 per month by grocery shopping instead of eating out. So if you are someone who might be looking for resources on grocery shopping on a budget, Pinterest or online in general have some great resources available. Reading food labels can play a really big role in what foods you might pick out at the grocery store. Let's watch this video to learn more about how to read a food label.
A food label tells you the nutritional content of your food and can help you make decisions about which foods and drinks to buy at the store. You will find a nutrition facts panel on most packaged foods and drinks. When reading a food label, start by looking at the serving size, located here on the nutrition facts panel. All nutritional information on the label is based on the serving size given. Pay close attention to the number of servings per container, as many products have more than one serving in a package. Here is an example of a food with 2 servings in one package. If you were to eat the entire package in one meal or snack, you would be getting twice the amount of calories and other nutrients listed on the panel. Having 1 serving of this food would provide 190 calories, but the entire package would be 380 calories. You will find calories listed right below the serving size, as well as the amount of fat, cholesterol, sodium, carbohydrate, protein, and some vitamins and minerals. Again, these amounts are all based on 1 serving of the food or drink. You may notice some labels include the amount of added sugars per serving. This is located below the amount of total sugar. Limiting added sugars is recommended for weight management and good overall health. Most nutrients on the nutrition facts panel also have a % daily value listed. This shows how much of each nutrient is in 1 serving of a food compared to the daily recommended amount. If the % daily value of a nutrient is 20% or greater, this food is considered high in that nutrient. If the % daily value is 5% or less, this food is considered low in that nutrient. For example, this food is considered high in saturated fat because the % daily value is higher than 20%. Looking at a different food, we know this food is low in sodium because the % daily value is less than 5%. A list of ingredients in the food will be located below or beside the nutrition facts panel. The ingredients are listed in order of highest to lowest amount, with allergy information listed at the end. If you are looking to buy a whole grain product, use the ingredient list. You should find the words whole grain or whole wheat as part of the first ingredient. The front of the package may also say 100% whole grain or 100% whole wheat. If you have other questions about reading food labels, be sure to speak with your registered dietitian.
All right, so here are some ways. We're gonna watch another video of some ways you can make some quick, healthy meals if you have short on time, maybe working on a budget and smaller place to cook. Okay, so we've talked about physical activity and nutrition, and you've seen some ideas for both. So now we want to focus on a different component of physical wellness that will help you get through your college experience. Only about 11% of college students are reporting getting good sleep. The recommended amount of sleep you need as a college student is 7 to 9 hours each night. We're going to go over some talking points about how to make steps towards improving your sleep habits. All right, so let's talk through some of these tips about improving sleep. Try to not work on your phone or your tablet or your device for at least 1 hour before bed. The blue light emitted from these devices can actually block the production of melatonin, which is your sleep hormone. And as a result, your sleep quality can lower if you're on your phone like right before you go to bed or anything like that. So your sleeping environment is also super important. You want to make sure that you are sleeping in an environment that allows for you to get a good quality sleep. So try pitch black room, try to make sure your TV is turned off, maybe cover up those like charger lights or anything like that. And you want to make sure there's minimal sound. As challenging as it is, try to find a window where you wake up and go to bed around the same time every day. Your body is always trying to regulate its circadian rhythm, and if you're constantly changing these times, it can cause extra stress or trouble sleeping or waking up. Sunlight in the morning can also be really good. It can help you help your body realize that it's time to wake up and whatnot. On the right, you'll see this screenshot of an app called the Pillow app. So this is a great free option to track your sleep if you're looking to do that. Hopefully these points helped you a little bit with how you can make decisions that can improve your sleep. So adequate sleep, about 7 to 9 hours, is an important part of maintaining that physically healthy lifestyle. Okay, so the last thing we're going to talk about today is hygiene. We're going to briefly discuss some basic self-care hygiene behaviors that seem simple but can easily be put on the back burner with a busy schedule. Keeping up with a personal hygiene can result in improved confidence and self-esteem. We're going to go through a self-guided hygiene reflection, so get out a calculator or use your phone. Okay, so I'm going to read through the prompt. Everyone is going to start at 0, and we're going to read through each line. Based on your personal routine over the past week, add or subtract the values that are indicated for each prompt. If you've brushed your teeth 2 times a day for the past week, add 5. If you've shared a drink with someone, subtract 2. If you've cleaned your ears, add 2. If you've showered every day, add 5. If you wore the same outfit twice, subtract 3. If you've washed your sheets, add 4. If you've cleaned your dorm room, add 3. If you've bit your nails, subtract 5. If you've put sunscreen on, add 5. If you've deep cleaned anything, such as a water bottle, hairbrush, or makeup brush, add 3. If you've replaced a razor or a toothbrush, add 3. If you've flossed, add 5. If you've skipped washing your hands, subtract 3. If you've took out the trash, add 2. If you've done your laundry with soap, add 5. If you forgot to put deodorant on, subtract 3. If you went barefoot in the shower, subtract 5. If you clipped your fingernails, add 3. If you've shaved, add 3. If you've brushed or combed your hair, add 2. Okay, so use the number you got from the previous slide and compare it to this chart. If you scored below 20, your regular routine might need some work. Make an active effort to prioritize yourself a little more frequently. It'll make you feel a lot better about yourself. If you scored between 20 and 30, you're taking good steps towards healthy personal hygiene. Keep exploring new ways. If you scored above 30, you have great awareness of your hygiene habits. Pay attention to how much better and more confident you feel. All right, let's talk through some tips on how we can improve your hygiene routine. Try to have a regular cleaning schedule for your environment. So you would stick to this. So it'd be vacuuming every Monday, disinfecting surfaces, dusting, something like that, a routine that's gonna work for you. Make sure to remember to deep clean items such as water bottles, makeup brushes, hair brushes, computers and phones, all that good stuff. When it comes to your daily routine, make sure to prioritize yourself. So this includes showering daily, wearing deodorant, brushing teeth twice a day, shaving. Make sure you replace your toothbrush every 3 to 4 months and replace your razors every 5 to 10 uses. Laundry can be tedious, but it's super important to keep yourself and your environment clean. Wash your sheets every 1 to 2 weeks is ideal. Try to catch yourself on bad habits that can spread germs, such as nail biting, touching your face a lot, not using shoes in the shower if you live in a dorm, and sharing drinks. And lastly, make sure to wash your hands frequently. With the recent pandemic, we have all become very aware of how to prevent the spread of germs. Keep hand sanitizer with you at all times, cover your mouth if you're coughing, stay home if you don't feel good. We've had time to cover all these aspects of physical health, so let's talk about some resources that are available to you. Campus Recreation has group fitness classes and personal trainers available at small costs. You're able to meet with a registered dietitian at Student Health Center for no cost and receive nutrition counseling there if that's something you're interested in. The Ole Miss Food Bank is located in Kennard Hall and is available to students at no cost and anonymous. You're also able to book a wellness consultation with our office, which can be individualized to you and booked on any dimension of wellness. So if you're looking to get more information about any of these things, I would recommend checking online for either Campus Recreation, Student Health, or the McGee Center website, as well as the food bank. You'll see the email listed there. We have really exciting things happening at the William McGee Center year-round. So if you're looking for an on-campus job, interested in booking a wellness consultation with us, or just looking to get more information to make sure you know what's happening with us, make sure you follow us on McGee Center 1 to keep up on our social media. I really appreciate you guys listening, participating in today's lesson. I hope you learned something that you can share with your friends. If you have any more questions related to anything about physical wellness or any dimensions of wellness, please contact us. Our email is wellnessedu@olemiss.edu, or you can stop by the William McGee Center. We're located right inside of the South Campus Recreation Center, right before you walk through the turnstiles on your left. Thank you.